Ladies and gentlemen, I am One Man here today to bring you some more Ground Zero news. Your news source for all the weeb shit. You know, a news source that stands for the integrity of the anime fandom. And today we're going to talk about Data Live Ren Dystopia. It is no longer planned for... Okay, so this comes from a buddy called Hichi Animagic. And it says, we all know what that means. And this is why the Japanese devs will drop the PS5. Not because they can't create such games anymore, but because of Sony's, this is okay 2 months later, this is not okay anymore. They created the game with Sony's policy, they said okay, and it's not okay anymore. Here's the thing, before we get started, I am not a proponent of censorship, but I am a proponent of making sure the term censorship is applied correctly. What they did with Super Neptunia RPG, that's not censorship. It's not censorship. Y'all can put your fingers in your ears and say la 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 all you want, but they're not censorship. They don't change the experience. And censorship, that's its calling card. It makes actual change. But let's play a little game. Let's say you don't own a Nintendo Switch. Let's say you don't have a good enough computer to play Super Neptunia RPG. So, under that premise, without the headlines on Twitter, without the image comparisons, tell me, do you get a different experience? No. The answer is no. You don't get a different experience. You got a different experience though when you changed out over the stuff from Mark II to, Rebirth 2. I didn't see you bitching about censorship then, even though they changed a lot of the verbiage, because the verbiage and the Conquest ending were two major parts of, being changed for the Conquest, or changed for Rebirth 2, and adding in a completely contrived Holy Sword ending, the worst ending easily, in Rebirth 2, because it's literally just the Conquest ending and then subverting it after you beat the War on Union. Sorry, I'm kind of getting stuck today due to allergies. Those are censorship. It alters the actual experience. They changed the differing mechanics to just rehashing Rebirth 1. That's censorship. Censoring the R18 island scene in the animation is censorship by your metric. My metric is that only Mark II and Rebirth 2 was a censorship. Changing from Rebirth 1 to the OG is censorship. Those are both true. They altered the mechanics entirely and changed the experience. Whether you agree with the decision or not is actually the caveat of which censorship is built upon. I'm not saying this applies across the board because it doesn't always change the experience. And changing mechanics out of nowhere is not the same thing as changing the experience. But in the case of Neptunia, where you're literally recycling the same story and mechanics, and you're trying to basically create a better experience, not a new experience, yes, that's censorship. If you're trying to create a completely new experience, yeah, you're not censoring it. You're not changing the original content. But you're changing the original content when you change the story, especially to the drastic degree that Rebirth 1 did. When you change the mechanics, and you still basically offer most of the same story in the same original story base. You're not... That's what censorship is. You change up the story, you change up the experience. Now, Super Neptunia RPG cut out the Steam scene, the scene with the hot springs, or the vert scene with the crop, if you cut those out, that would be censorship. But I find it hard to believe that it's censorship when the first CG you still see Neptune's pantsuit. You still see her goddamn Shimapan. That's an indication that they're not changing the experience. They're not changing it around for a demand of censorship. They're changing it for their own reasons, and by the metric I've had people that I've argued with on Twitter, they say, oh, it's the author's intent. Well, guess what? It's also studio's artisan's intent. By your ideas, everything is censorship or nothing is censorship. Anywho, back to what I was saying. The point being is, I don't encourage actual censorship. I don't support any actual censorship like this. Like, if this is censored and they change out scenes, then I will definitely decry this. But at the same time, there's also draconian censorship, and censorship for the sake of censoring for a rating. Which, in all honesty, that's not surprising either. But I think you guys are sort of jumping the gun a bit on this. Yes, their policies are getting a little bit draconian, a little bit erratic, and definitely more arbitrary. And Sony, if this comes out censored, you're making it very, very difficult for me to justify this. You're making it very difficult for me. Because I want to be able to defend you, but you can't defend inexcusable action. Like, you did a couple of actual censorship issues, like Nekopara and stuff like that, which I was not a fan of. But I think it's a little early to jump the gun that the delay for a Sony game is based on censorship just yet. I don't think Ren Dystopia is delayed to 2020 for censorship. I'd say you'd have to wait a bit before you jump the gun on that. Because then, what precedent does that send? That means that any delay at all for any anime game now is just going to have the paranoia of, oh, they're going to be censored. In fact, the comment section down below proves this too. Let's hope they can release on all the platforms at the time. Lifetime exclusive should be banned, no they shouldn't. That's part of what draws a person to a platform. Oh wait, no. It was Prince King, I believe, actually. Sorry about that. It says, I am hoping that wasn't why CS3 got delayed. I mean, it was a smart move to not come out in December, but still, or he corrected himself to September. Sugoi said, oh please, I hope that is not the case for the delay. That would be super awkward if true. Honestly, I don't think so. And I said Sony hasn't butted in. And also, they said it was to secure a better sales window, but I am paranoid. And Prince Tame is a person I know who generally understands that, it's not always a case. If NIS says it's about a better sales window, it's probably because whenever they were going to release it is probably bad sales time. Because they're, you gotta understand that you gotta find the little sweet spot. You gotta find the sweet spot of it for selling. Because if too many good games are coming out in a month, you're probably going to get lost in the shuffle. And I think that's the tactic as to why they're delaying Ren Dystopia. Or they could be adding more content, we don't know. And he said, but I am paranoid. And Sugoi said, I am with you on this. Their censorship policy is getting weirder by the day, and it is. If you are calling me paranoid, then I guess I must be as well, and that's not a good thing, especially if it involves one of my favorite series today, and I share that opinion, by the way. I love Data Live. By the way, Rob for Data Live. If you don't get that, that's from a stream where people just like fucking just hijacked it. Everybody hijacked the Day Alive Reincarnation stream, and we embarrassed the fuck out of Rob. Oh my god. He was so dying inside, and it was so fucking hilarious. He said, yeah, I only said that because NAS said in an interview in January. Oh, well, that's... Sonny hadn't interfered. They picked Cold Steel because there was hardly anything to send and one month their hand was forced. And September was a harsh sales window. Yeah. Yeah, September's horrible. It is a horrible sales place and sales time. Because people are going to school. I get struck at the same time in September too. Because people start in September in school. And I generally, in that quarter of the year, I get my worst views possible. But yeah, that's about it for Ren Dystopia. I can't wait for Rio Reincarnation. But I'm thinking that I might get Ren Dystopia for PS4 or whatever Sony console it's on. Hate to say it, but I'm not paying $300 for a console, and I don't have a computer built for playing both the games and streaming them at the same time. I might make a GoFundMe to fundraise for one, but I love Day Alive just as much as the next person. If I didn't, I wouldn't have made my Day Alive Season 3 review that I did. But the fact that people are jumping the gun a bit is a little odd to me. But I'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look forward to Day Alive Rio Reincarnation when I stream it on like the 4th or maybe 2nd of August. Don't know when I'm going to be getting my check for that. But I'm hoping it's on the 2nd, considering the 4th is on a Sunday. Which means if it is, I'm probably getting it 2 Fridays from now, I believe. I'm looking at my calendar now. And it is 2 Fridays from now. So, ladies and gentlemen, like if you enjoyed this video. Talk about how much you like Day Alive or don't like Day Alive in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you are new. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm One Man. This has been Ground Zero News. And just remember to put in a quarter to try again. I'll see you next time. I like to get freaky, that's the way I am, I guess.